Hey everyone, Andy1 here and welcome to my channel. This video is an inspired video on the topic of acts of kindness. I want to discuss more about the issues regarding being kind to other people, in particular those in dire distress and need. So Stop Having Kids, for example, is an organisation that helps not only animals and animal rights, it also helps people make the right choices in regards to not breeding children. And it's also an organisation that helps homeless people or houseless people by feeding them vegan food. So it's doing all the right things. I want to discuss more about not only this organisation but also the choices that we make as individuals to help people that we see in distress or in need on the streets or wherever we are. So it's actually quite a huge topic, and I was surprised how much I have to talk about in this particular topic. So let's have a look at what I've got here. What I actually was inspired by seeing, by passing by a homeless lady on a street bench the other day. She had two black eyes. She looked in terrible condition, and it was raining, I think, and she just looked absolutely horrible, and I didn't know what to do. I just passed her by and ignored her. And I think a lot of people do that, and we are not educated as people and as citizens to reach out to other people who are in need, because society is based around making money, minding your own business, going back to your home, feeding your families, that sort of thing. And I think we can do a lot more than that. So let's have a think about these issues. Random acts of kindness versus intersectionality. Intersectionality is a particular rationale or ideology which attests that those who are in the greatest need deserve the greatest help. But it does not also incorporate the idea that we should help those who we can help, who have the greatest accessibility to being helped. So for example, we have the choice between helping a pig in a distant location by not eating pork, or helping a homeless person that we see on a street bench, for example. Now, let's suppose that we can't help both of these people, just as a hypothesis. The question is, who should we help first? And I think it's a question that we should always ask ourselves, even though there are never ever going to be any definite answers for this question. I think that helping those in immediate need should be our first call of duty. It encourages us to be proactive, to do something for ourselves and for the immediate world around us. So helping those in immediate need, whether they be humans or other animals or anything, should be our first act of kindness. And we should also take other things into consideration, such as how much resources we have, how much time we have, whether we have the capacity to help others. So I hope those that are following my videos on antinatalism also question themselves and the acts of kindness that they can do in their own lives in a Christian sort of fashion. I'm not myself a Christian, but I do support the ideas of Jesus that we should help those and be kind to those in a neighbourly fashion, even though that's very difficult to do sometimes. So the question we always ask is, can we do random acts of kindness, or should we have an intersectional rationale? Should we take into account things like time, effort, resources and that sort of thing? In very many cases, I would say more than half the cases that we come across, we are able to fulfill both an intersectional and a random criteria with helping other people. So why shouldn't we then? We should help everybody that we can help. One of the other things that comes across in relating to people with acts of kindness is symbiosis and relationships. Relationships is probably the first thing that we should do, we should set up in regards to, for example, homeless people. By setting up a relationship with homeless people, we can encourage them to be responsive, to make wise choices with their life, and to create a policy and educate them on how to make the most of the advantages that they do gain from having a relationship with people who are kind to them. Symbiosis means having a situation where you are both gaining and giving goodness to other people and between other people. Not always the case though, because symbiosis means that you are gaining something from them as well. Sometimes it's not feasible for them to give you anything back except for a smile or a friendly acknowledgement, a nod of acknowledgement of some kind. That in itself should be reward enough to do something good for other people. Reciprocity is also important, I guess, for some people, but not for others. Reciprocity means giving back and receiving back. It's the same thing as symbiosis in many ways, but it just means that what you gain in terms of money and kindness from other people, you give out to other people. Sometimes reciprocity is not direct. Sometimes we give to people who never give us anything back, and that's completely fine. Another concept in terms of acts of kindness is opportunism. Opportunism means taking the opportunity to do something kind to somebody else. Sometimes it's not clear that we have the opportunity to be kind to other people. Sometimes giving $10 or $20 to someone may be a rash or irrational act of some kind. But sometimes we have to make these choices. As in the case with the homeless woman with the 2 black eyes that I saw recently, if I had a chance to give her some money, I probably should have done so. But I skipped the opportunity to do so because I was unsure of myself. But I certainly believe that giving money to people in such instances is very, very important. The last act of being kind is spreading awareness. This is what I'm doing with this video. I'm obviously spreading awareness of the issues involved with giving kindness to other people. And I think it's very important to share these ideas, not only on social media, but in person, in conversations and discussions with other people. It's possibly the hardest part of being a kind person is to spread awareness and also to engender and reproduce kindness in others. When we talk of the term reproduction, we often refer to reproducing other humans or procreating, which is a very terrible use of the word reproduction. Reproducing kindness is a totally different consideration, and I believe that reproducing kindness in other people is very, very difficult because people often make their own decisions about things and do things in their own ways and make their own decisions about lifestyle and life decisions in general. And it's very difficult to engender kindness in other people. But by having these discussions and debates with other people, we can often encourage other people to be active and to act in kind ways in the same way that we would act with kindness to other people. So I had a quote here which says, "The worst thing about goodness in this world is that everyone has their own idea of what that actually means. Religion, for example, we have to believe in a God in order to be kind to other people, that sort of thing, which is very misleading. Or we have to make money before we can be kind to other people. Also, these sorts of beliefs encumber us and disallow us from actually enacting kindness on other people. We could be doing so much more with ourselves to be kind to other people. But by spreading awareness of what it actually means to be kind, and by having a common idea of what it means to be kind, we can work together with each other." So, as part of my activism, I'm going to make a series of surreal posters, or surrealist posters, which hopefully will encourage you to be kind to others. I have a few ideas on creating artworks and that sort of thing, which will inspire you, hopefully, to be kind to other people in a random sort of way, but also an intersectional kind of way. The sorts of things that I believe in, randomism and intersectionality, come together and allow us to make good decisions about where we can be kind to other people. So I hope I've given you some idea in this video on what we can do to be kind and have acts of kindness on other people. And I hope this encourages you to be kind to other people in the course of your own lives, and whatever course of life you decide to take. I hope it encourages you to be kind to other people in more ways in the future. Okay, bye for now.